After dealing with Star-Lord, we learned that the Mirror Twilight was shattered. However, since our last meeting with our Resistance contacts, more info has been uncovered. So utilizing the info we gained from Ashe, we were able to track down Yeta the Yeti due to their choice in fish. Hearing of his wife's illness and their piece of the mirror, we make our way to Snowpeak Ruins. With ice physics and heavy artillery, there's a lot to cover in this dungeon, but today, let's see what you couldn't miss. As soon as we enter the Snowpeak Ruins, although under disrepair, it looks very lived in. This makes sense, especially considering this is the Yeti's family home. However, with all the monsters here, how do the Yetis safely get into their kitchen and living room? While you may think they're intimidating to the monsters, they're actually quite the opposite. The Yetis clearly tamed every single monster inside the ruins, and clearly, the reason they attack Link is because Yeta simply forgot to introduce you to them. Now onto the living room and the kitchen. This is where you meet Yeta, the sick Yeti, for the first time. She kindly points us in the right direction for finding the key to the bedroom of the estate. However, after we realize she was wrong, we go to get a correction. And while she does correct the location, she also somehow opens the bar door inside of her room. While this looks like telepathy to many, what's happening here is even more unbelievable. The anxiety spike Yeta has from embarrassment actually gives her ludicrous speed. This allowed her to run over to the other door and to open it faster than the eye could see. One of the reoccurring enemies in the dungeon are many Freezards. These little dudes are usually on icy surfaces practicing their figure skating, and when they see Link, they instantly get a desire to perform for him and start skating up to him. This would be fine if sadly the Freezards didn't have a genetic disposition to inflict frostbite to anyone they touch. This sadly causes Link to view them as threats and take them out accordingly. The mid-boss for Snowpeak Ruins is Darkhammer, one of the most intellectual bosses in Twilight Princess. He slowly walks towards Link with his ball and chain and never falters by throwing it at us unless two scenarios occur. Either Link uses the claw shot or gets hit by the swinging of the ball. This persistence of never leaving himself without a weapon unless Link takes a risk is extremely smart, and even compared to previous bosses we have faced, Darkhammer is the smartest. The final fight we have in this dungeon is weirdly enough with Yeta. After gazing into the mirror Twilight shard, she loses herself in the Twilight and starts to attack Link. And while this may be true somewhat, they've had this mirror in their bedroom for a while now and haven't been affected by it until now. This must mean that the soup Yeta used to make her feel better unfortunately had a weakening effect as well. This removed her natural resistance to the mirror and unfortunately made her lose control. And that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed, you know what to do.